So, listeners, we had somebody reach out to us with a question, and we thought that we would bring it to y'all. And this is something that we're trying to start doing on a more regular basis, where we have viewer responses and things like that. And we actually have some more on the way, but this is like one of them. And we figured that we would share it with y'all before we go ahead and respond.
In regards to the COVID pandemic, what are your thoughts on how America is allowing for overcapacitated in-person sports events, but concerts in the music industry and other art-related events are still prohibited in most areas?
Shouts out. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sending us a question. We encourage the listeners to do more of that. I think it's dope. And we definitely love to respond and give you our thoughts. Once again, we appreciate you tuning in and actually taking the time to send us a question. But Nigel, go ahead and lead the dance on that, man.
Honestly, when I think about shows and whatnot, because I miss going to shows, I like seeing artists I like perform and shit like that. It sucks because me personally, I don't feel comfortable going to a show that's in like an enclosed area. Like, I'd rather go to a show that's like outside and probably standing far away from a whole bunch of people and whatnot. Cause like at the end of the day, like, you hear some artists talk about not letting, people into a venue unless they all are vaccinated and whatnot. And that's, to me, I feel like it's unrealistic unless you're having them showing proof before they come into the venue. You know what I mean? I feel like that's just like, I don't know. Me personally, I feel more comfortable sitting out in the grass, standing out in the grass, chilling. You know what I mean? Like that. Festivals aren't going to be a thing this year. They're going to end up canceling a lot of them again, just because like people get so crowded at festivals that it makes it almost uncontrollable. So that's personally how I feel about it. I just don't feel comfortable going out right now. I miss it a lot.
With sports, I think it's a little more controlled, a lot more organized because with sports, you don't have to be there live in person. They already proved it last year, going on to this year. It's already proved like, hey, you don't need to have an audience and people will still tune in and not miss anything. For artists to go out and have shows, go on tours and have concerts with them is very different because the whole premise of them of having a show is it's kind of like it's like pro wrestling. The audience is a part of the show, and now pro wrestling they adjusted where they found a way to evolve the fans without them being in person. I don't think too many people are excited watching a digital show from like the computer or on the TV. They'd rather go out and see their favorite artist or band in person. And I think that one is a tricky thing to do. Now they can always kind of control it, do like a limited capacity type of deal, make sure everybody is, negative from COVID, and maybe they might have to do a vaccine regulation to show up. I don't know. But that one is going to be a little tricky. And can it be done? I think so, but it's more or less of who wants to spend the money to get it done. Because Dana White, he was questioned on it about how he bring the UFC back and how other leagues and sports can do it. And he says, you have to be willing to spend the money to do it. Because if you're not going to get it done. Because it's going to cost money to regulate the proper way and hire the proper people to make sure it is being regulated the right way.
As a person that's an avid concert person, festival person, been to dozens of them, similar to what you guys were saying, like with sports, they figured out a way where, hey, people are here to watch the game, to athletes compete, right? You're watching a competition. Hey, I don't know if you guys even heard when the Super Bowl was airing, people were paying like $200 or $100 to $200 for a digital seat at the Super Bowl so they could be in a raffle to possibly get a ticket for the Super Bowl next year. You're not really only people that can get stuff off like that is Drake, right? Drake, like the top billing acts, not even just Drake, but the highest of the highest billing acts. And similar to the opinion of like when it comes to money, it's right now is financially the majority of our favorite artists can't afford it, because if it's like, hey, in order to make this show go, we got to go through all the crazy provisions. And when it comes to music, it's like, okay, let's say an artist might make $20,000 off a show, right? After paying whoever they got to pay. Now you're saying, okay, in order for you to put this show on, I'm gonna need you to go and foot the bill for all these extra precautions. And what now artists is bringing home, like, granted, your fans might be happy, but you put them at risk. Anytime I've been at a concert of any artist that I've loved or I just was a fan of, like, I've never just stood there. I've never just sat there, like, because I know they try to introduce that idea before of making a music festival where everybody had their own seat. And it's like, in order to do that, majority of us are not going to be able to go because now those tickets would probably be costing $1,000 practically. You know what I'm saying? Or almost $600 or $700 versus, and that's probably just starting out because you got to kind of make that bread back. So it's just one of those things where I just don't think people. I just think right now, in terms of safety precautions, it's not really worth it. And even having like the digital presence of digital performances is no different than watching your favorite artist perform on an award show.
Do we have anything else to tell listeners before we come back next week?
Be safe and drink your water.
100%.
Wear a damn mask.
Always, yeah. But everybody, make sure you follow us. I'm gonna have Nigel plug us in. Nigel, he's let's just take a moment of silence for Nigel's leg. It's been going through a lot. So Nigel, take us away with, where people can follow us and what they should do with us. But my final take is, definitely keep your head up above water, stay strong, stay safe, look forward to being more healthy than what you were yesterday. And also at the end of the day, just have fun and enjoy yourself, because without happiness, you're going to die.
All right. So real quick, listeners, before I go, I just want to tell a quick story, then I'm going to plug us in. So yesterday, Lyles watched me walk around on the crutches around my house. Mind you, I've been injured for about a week and a half. And he's like, yo, man, you all right, man? You all right? You moving around? I'm sitting there breathing. I'm sweating. You know what I mean? Just struggling to get around my house. Mind you, I'm moving up and down the steps with one leg pretty much at this point in time. He's like, yo, man, you good, man? You good? And I look at him and I say, hey, man, like moving around on crutches is hard. And he's like, yeah, man, I know. And I'm just like, I'm sitting there struggling, sweating and panting to get up and down the steps. And, it's Lyle's laughing right now. He'll tell you the truth, but that's just the way it was. I was struggling.
Hey, man, that shit was fucking crazy. I didn't realize it when I was saying it. I was like, but I definitely was in Nigel's position before, after surgery, crutching around up and down the stairs and shit. So I don't know why I said that, man. I don't know. I'm just saying, things just
beat of sweat on my face.
Things just become
straight.
Yeah.
It's like, yo, you think I'm straight?
Yo, you good?
Nah.
Dude, sometimes I'm only up 2 steps. I got 20 more to go.
Yo,
sometimes I know how it is, man.
Sometimes Nigel be taking advantage, though, man.
Come on, yo. My leg broke. I'm like, yo, Lyle, can you? All right, so Spence, I want you to picture something, right? Imagine you can't walk and use your hands at the same time. How do you carry a plate? Spence, tell me how you do that. If you can't use your hands while you're walking, how do you carry a plate? Tell me.
You stand right where you are and eat off the plate.
Listeners, you can follow us at Highly Advised Podcast on Instagram, Advised Highly on Twitter. I am relaxing Noji _.
Yo, what
Jackson.
You gonna do when you at home by yourself? You gonna stand right there and eat on the plate, right?
St. Kitch is speaking to y'all right now. This has been another classic podcast. We will talk to y'all later. My legs gonna be healing up.
Sick boy.
Y'all been highly advised.
Oh, see, he don't want to answer that question though.
How you supposed to do?
No, answer the question.
You can't.
So what you do?
That's the answer.
No,
you
no.
Play with my teeth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yo, I just gave
my
it.
other foot. You mean to hop and carry the other foot at the same time?
You can't eat where the plate is.
I got a chair to roll back and forth from the kitchen right now, yo. I cannot do that shit. I can't.
So you got a wheelchair essentially. A chair that's on wheels.
Yeah.
So you're good. You just kick with the one foot. You hold the plate and kick.
You have been highly advised. Let me do Spencer's part for him, bro. It's time to end the show. It's time to wrap it up.
Bro, so how are you when you in the crib, right? When you're sitting when you're in the crib by yourself and you willing yourself to go get the food, right? Would you just eat, if anything, if you got to stand up and everything, would you just eat the food in the kitchen? Because I've been on crutches before.
It's either
I know exactly what you're
in the
talking.
kitchen, or I'm using the chair to bring the food back. The first time that I had a warm meal that I warmed up myself since I broke my leg was Thursday.
Hey man, we all grew up like that at one point in time in life.
You've been highly advised. You've been highly advised. Like,
throw that joint in the microwave.
Highly advised. Like,
yo, throw a PB&J in the microwave. It'd be a little warm.
You've been highly advised, listeners. My God.
I'm just thinking, man. I'm just saying, bro. Hey,
you've been highly advised.
Hey,
all right,
man.
y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Don't cut none of this either, man.
All right, y'all. See y'all next week, y'all.
All right.
All right, y'all take it easy. You guys been highly advised.